Hello and welcome to TalksOnLaw. I'm Joel Cohen. Today we're joined remotely by Sara Kalis of the law firm Paul Hastings. Sara, what about if the employee just doesn't want to come in? Is that risk aversion something that needs to be reflected in employee manuals?
We have seen many employers struggle with that concept of employees who don't want to return to work. You should ask yourself, do you have a legal obligation to accommodate the request? Perhaps you didn't before, but the landscape looks different now. So you need to be thinking about whether you need to engage in the interactive process. And I know that's a phrase that many people shy away from.
Interactive process, without going in depth too much, can you give a quick gloss on what that is?
Sure. So you have to engage in a conversation with the employee to determine whether what they're asking you to do is something that you can reasonably accommodate. Can you change your job or the job that employee is performing to be able to accommodate that employee's needs? Does it become an undue hardship? Working virtually before could be seen as an undue hardship. Today, working virtually is a very different world. And so you really do need to look at big picture. Can you accommodate it? If you do decide to accommodate a virtual work from home, but you know you don't want to do that long term, it is a best practice to memorialize that expectation in writing with employees so that there is no expectation that they will be working virtually indefinitely. And one further thing, remember that when you're making accommodations like this, one accommodation for one individual really does set a precedent, and you need to be aware that other employees will expect the same thing. And if you don't offer the same accommodation, you need to have a really good reason why.
And by that, you mean perhaps the company would need to memorialize as well the justification. Perhaps this employee is client facing, or this employee needs to be in the office to do their responsibilities because why?
Yeah, absolutely. It's memorializing why are you making the distinction. A lot of employers are going through this process right now when they're saying which employees need to be back in the office first. Is the accounting department really one that can work remotely more often? And why is that? It's because a lot more of their job might be on the computer and less in-person FaceTime. Whereas you have a sales manager who, sure, right now, working via Zoom is expected or even encouraged. But when things are 100% back to normal, that sales manager that you expect to be in person really needs to return in person because that's their job. That's an essential function of their job.